Violence against women and girls refers to crime types that disproportionately affect women. It accounts for 20% of all recorded crime. It's estimated that at least 1 in 12 women are victims every year, but we expect the exact number to be much higher. 1 in 6 murders are a result of domestic abuse. Around 40% of offences are stalking and harassment, 37% are domestic abuse, and 10% are rape and sexual offences. Violence against women and girls has increased by 37% since 2019. Not only is it growing, but we are also seeing ever more complicated types of offending which cause significant harm to victims and society as a whole. For example, there has been a 40% increase in the number of offences committed through technology, including offences such as online stalking and sharing indecent images of children. The scale of violence against women and girls is an epidemic. It is classed as a national threat by government, which means that policing has a responsibility to do all we can to protect women and girls across the UK. Every police force in the country has a dedicated plan for tackling violence against women and girls, underpinned by a national approach called the 4 Ps. This is a tried and tested method which stands for prepare. Forces must have the right culture, skills and resources. Protect. Action is being given to protect individuals, families and communities. Pursue. Perpetrators of violence are being relentlessly pursued. Prevent. Policing will work with partners as part of a whole system approach. Policing is working to target those causing the most harm in communities and put victims at the heart of investigations. We need specialist capabilities to detect and investigate offences and to bring more perpetrators to justice. Through dedicated, specially trained teams and units, we can provide a better service to victims. However, violence against women and girls is at such a scale that it cannot be addressed through law enforcement alone. The behaviour we see in those who commit abuse against women and girls begins long before they come into contact with the police. It can start in childhood, and we are seeing a worrying increase in the number of children and young adults committing offences. An estimated 52% of child sexual abuse is committed by children. We need greater and more consistent sex education for young people, which includes the topics of healthy relationships and gender equality. We also know that many victims won't report abuse to the police, and we estimate that less than 24% of domestic abuse crime is reported. So we need to find other ways to help. For example, other agencies such as healthcare can play an important role in protecting victims and intervening in a perpetrator's behaviour by spotting early warning signs. Criminal justice has a vital role to play in safeguarding victims and bringing perpetrators to justice. The criminal justice system refers to police, prosecution, courts, and prisons. We need a system that looks after victims and focuses on perpetrator behaviour from the investigative process after a crime is reported through to court proceedings. Better victim care needs to be a priority so that we increase the number of victims who report abuse and who are supported throughout the criminal justice process. As a society, we need to work together to eradicate misogyny and harmful attitudes which allow violence against women and girls to perpetuate.